Jai Jinendra friends, according to you, does our face speak without any words? Isn't the simple answer is no? How can face communicate without any sound? Wait a second, doesn't we communicate through our non-verbal communications too? The body language. Similarly, our face communicates too without any sound. There are other body language signs too, but our primary focus of today's talk is on facial expressions. Why so? Because when we communicate with someone, our primary focus is on the face instead of other body language signs that we can notice or observe too. So let's define facial expression. What is facial expression? Facial expressions are the voluntary and involuntary movements that occur when one or more of the 43 facial muscles engage. They are a rich source of non-verbal communication and display a vast amount of emotion and cognitive information. So there are 7 basic emotions: happiness, sad, disgust, contempt, anger, fear, and surprise. So, do anyone in the world express similar kind of facial expression or different kind of? Does facial expression vary from culture to culture? Back in 1800s, Darwin was the first person to suggest that facial expression emotions are similar wherever you go in the world, but it was heavily rejected by the scientific community of that time. Later in the 20th century, Dr. Paul Ekman conducted a series of experiments to see if this theory holds true, though he didn't support the theory initially. He conversed with people of different cultures and of different personalities, and the results were astounding. All of us express a similar kind of facial expression. That's why, if you're having a language barrier, facial expressions will help you to communicate your feelings. During the lockdown era, there has been a surge in the digital communication and decline in the facial conversation. We only have facial conversation mostly in the video calls, and in the video calls the most of our focus is on the face. The facial expression come into picture there too, as the observer cannot gauge into our other body language signs. And maybe we can't express through our facial expressions because we may not be using them effectively. That's where facial yoga come into picture. I'm thankful to my viewers who provided me valuable feedbacks. During my previous videos, I was not at par in the facial expressions. Maybe I'm not at par today too. But the facial yogas really helps. They charge up the muscles, our facial muscles. I request you to practice some of your choice and get charged up. Thank you for listening. Have a great week ahead.